Okay, I'm Mariana. I am a person and I decided to make art. And then when I was 28, I came to Europe. And I don't know, yeah, that's me. So I'm gonna show some of my favorites. Like this one is one that I really love. I've always been sort of a collector of strange rarities, so I'm like a ready-made artist. Like I love ready-made, and it makes a lot of sense in my work. My favorite artist, like from Europe, is Fontaine. That one I found that in Colombia, and there's an uncertainty between knowing if this person who made it is praising socialism or if it's like calling it out as terrorism. You see a little bit that it says that. This space is basically like a mirror or a reflection on a space of waiting and sort of a bunker. So I've been really feeling lately, and not so lately, but some years ago, the reason why I stopped doing art was this imminent kind of end of the world. So there's a couple of references to the United States. Colombia is a country that is quite influenced by the United States. Bogota is 3 hours away from Miami. I was obsessed with the American flag for a long time. I thought it was really beautiful, and I still think, but now it becomes a symbol that is quite oppressive. So I found the bag with Barack Obama, and like this idea of change, the first and only black president who was intended to like change the things, but you know, like the history of the United States is fucked up. These socks of my own, when I used to love the flag, I have these socks. And then they broke, they have holes but you cannot see it. And then I lost the second pair of this sock. And it is a dog pooping on a park. And here I use a lot of text in my work also. There's something of text that really interests me. This was a dead darling, like a piece that I could never use because I was misunderstood in the European educational system, but I think it's amazing. I have like an obsession with fonts, and then I have like tons of them. And Snooze and Die on Time also reminds me of a text. So I invited some friends to write about the end of the world to an exercise, and there was one friend that said that did a whole text about being heartbroken by a boyfriend, and then thinking that she didn't want to miss the end of the world. So this is like this paradox of like snoozing the alarm and then just doing it dead on time. And this one was like the piece that started everything. So I had been like researching on the impossibility of the revolution, like some years ago. How through art making, I think that doing the revolution can be a little bit hard while we are not in politics. And then I was randomly doing shopping in one of the Eurokis of like Amsterdam, and I found this thing, which is a eye color palette, like an eyeshadow palette, and it's how like they kind of commercialized an idea of revolution. So each color has a name, so it's called like Revolution, Shock Value, Sea Change, Burning Bridges, The Juggler, Rise and Shine, Cocaine, and Rage. I have here like some films that I did, changing my persona to one cartoon character. I think lastly, this one, also kind of like a bratty little move. I got this like in 2022 in a broki here because I was like, this is amazing, I love to shred a paper. I don't know why, I feel it's like a great destruction machine, and then it's used for like destructing documents in the era of paper. And then I designed like this kind of rapture image with like mythical creatures, birds, because you know in the end of the world birds would not sound. Cool. Shred the paper and do like that. Bye bye. This one, lastly, it's also like a conversation with the music, with the sound piece that I made. Like, you know, also a classical image of the rapture, that is the end of the world, within different, like, almost always Christian, Catholic, sort of like people, or like communities, whatever. It has fire. Like in the Old Testament, it was water with the Ark of Noah, but then it was fire. And I mix it with like, I'm burning like the songs that are like, the lyrics of the songs that are like here. So I have like songs from different artists that talks about like sensations, emotions, being loveless. And when you enter to the space, you're gonna hear like different moments. So good luck with the end of the world. I hope that everyone prepares well, or at least are not scared of it and they just kind of enjoy it. Because the end of the world is sort of like the uncertainty of death. So that's the thing.